Um, I'm in Tbilisi. I'm in a hotel. Obviously, I'm in Eastern Europe. We have a guest. We have a special guest that just came in here. Wait, wait. Oh, my camera's on. Hold on. Let me get this right because we have someone that is so special. And what's funny is I always
Mhm.
see your posts. Well, first of all, I'm Jafar. So nice to meet you. Uh,
Hello, nice to meet you too.
I waited on this moment because I knew one day I would beat Rose in chess. I'm just kidding. But it's so funny because I always see for a long time tweets about you, like women in chess. You've done this, you've done that, and I see your tweets too. I don't. Do
Mhm.
you make your own tweets?
Yeah, I post sometimes like after games, just giving quick summary.
Okay, I was wondering. You have very interesting posts. And you
Nice.
you play a lot of chess because you're always like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I just played. Hey, I just played. I just played. Hey, I played this guy. Hey, I just played. Hey, I played." I'm like, "Wow, she plays a lot of chess." And that's how I like first saw you. I think it was like women's in chess. Like reposted you, and I saw you for a while. And people like you are very
Mhm.
protected, meaning like obviously you're still in school, still young. Like, because I interview a lot of players, a little easier to get a hold of, right? But players like you have to like speak to the federation. You have to like speak to people around you. I don't know how people get in touch with you. But one day, I don't know if you knew this, but the other day I was like, you know what? Because I have my assistant. I'm like, find
Mhm.
her, like, find her. You can't like at you on Instagram, can't DM you. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna tweet her. The I am elect.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did you create that word?
I am elect. Yeah, I like being called I am elect. I'm just waiting for FIDE Congress to verify everything.
I've never heard anyone call themselves the elect. I know like the presidential elect, like things of that nature, but I am elect. I don't think I've heard that one. But congratulations. To me, you're an I am. You're an I am.
Thank you.
And you were just in freestyle, right?
Yeah, I play freestyle Friday at chess.com.
And when they obviously I saw you reposted it against Vincent. Does it
Yeah.
when you don't win, is it bittersweet? Or are you still
Mm,
happy?
well, I can't say I'm happy, like especially that game with Vincent was very bad. No, but I think because like a lot of people maybe they just post about like their best games or their highlights. Well,
Yeah,
I think maybe it's more educational, makes other people feel better if I also show like my bad games, some disappointing results. So I try to like on Twitter, I post basically after every game, like
yeah.
win or lose, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just post, detail my thought process a bit. So yeah, I mean, I just think people should share some of their bad moments as well, not only the best moments.
For sure, absolutely. I don't do that, but maybe I should. I lose a lot, so I don't even post my chess. That's probably why you never see me really playing chess because I always lose and you won't see it. Which makes people think I'm some GM. Like, hey, you around these great
Yeah,
chess players, you must be really good. No. But at the same time, I love chess. But for me, I
yeah,
probably wouldn't like if I were you. I was thinking because when I first saw, it, I was like, oh, she beat Vincent in Freestyle Friday. I was like, okay, let me watch this. I was like, oh, she didn't win. So that was very
yeah,
brave of you, I guess. Like just to be, humiliation. Like everyone loses. It's normal in chess. You can't be undefeated. Um,
mhm.
so obviously you high school national champion. Was that a big
Co-champion.
deal to you?
Yeah, I think it's pretty big deal. Also, it was technically co-champion. I tied with
Okay.
international master Eric Liu. We both got 6.5 points. So yeah, basically co-champion. It says I edged out on tie breaks, but I'm not really. I'm counting it as co-champion. But yeah, felt very good for me. Because I've went there with the aim of becoming champion or at least co-champion. So I like accomplished my goal. Also, apparently I was the first girl to ever like win or tie for first in high school national championship, which surprised me. Honestly, I thought that maybe like Arena Crush
Yeah.
or maybe Chris Yip coming up would have done it, but no. And it made me feel Like kind of sad though when I heard that. It's like
Absolutely.
I thought
Bittersweet.
that's
I
yeah,
remember I
bittersweet.
saw an interview of you the other day
Mm,
where
yeah,
she was like, at first she was like, you're like, actually it was a tie break. But I feel bad for him, whoever was
yeah,
co-champion, because I don't think you kind of stole the news there. Well, shout out to him for sure. I'm sure he
yeah,
played really well. Who was he
yeah.
again? I wanna
International Master Eric Liu.
Okay. Shout out to Eric. Being a chess player, I speak to a lot of chess players where they say being a chess player, a great one, can be a very lonely life. I'm sure you're pretty popular amongst your area. Are you like
Uh,
a chess star in your community?
I mean, to be honest, there's not, at least to me, it doesn't seem like there's that much chess stuff going on in like my suburb. It seems just a very like kind of boring, to be
Okay.
honest, like, quiet, peaceful place. But I mean, in California, yeah, I know a lot of people in like the tournaments around Los Angeles area and in Northern California too. And I have like friends from all over the U.S. and all over the world that I keep regular contact with. So I wouldn't say it's lonely. Like it can be quite fun because you guys
Yeah.
all have this shared common interest.
Hmm.
You all look.
And
Well, yeah, I think. Hmm?
and it could be different for you as well, especially these days where it's so much more popular than probably what it was before. Because I've had problems
Yeah,
with my friends. They want to hang out, they want to have some fun, but I'm playing chess. I'm trying to study lines. You probably don't have that issue, do you? Like
well,
respectively, because you are you, right? And they understand where I'm not good. So maybe that could be the difference there. I don't know. How do you balance school, friends, and becoming an IM?
hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting question. Well, first of all, I'm homeschooled, so
Okay.
it's greatly accommodating towards my chess. So I do spend a lot of time on chess, like at least 5, 6 hours a day, I'd guess. Though I don't really keep a count. I do read a lot of books also. Like my dad has some college textbooks. Sometimes I just pour over those. I like writing, like journaling and creative writing, also part of my school.
Okay.
Yeah. So I try to message a couple friends each day just to not to get this loneliness you were talking about earlier.
Well, you lived
Like,
life. It sounds like I wish I was when I was in high school. I wish I was just playing chess and not dealing with teachers or crazy kids. Especially these days. That's really
for sure.
cool. Now, when you got the IM
Mhm.
norm, I would say, I guess, or it was the rating, right? You already had like a few norms. It was the rating.
Yeah, I got I think 4 norms previously. So rating was the last
That's
thing I
crazy.
needed.
When you got the rating, was it a relief or was it just on to the next thing?
Well, it was definitely some relief. I made it, I think, in third round of some norm tournament. I finally got barely over 2,400 in my live ratings. And to be honest, before that game, I wasn't even sure whether like a win was enough for me. But then I
Yeah.
went back to my room and did the calculations. And actually, shout out to Charlotte Chess Club,
Yeah,
the
so
Charlotte
Charlotte.
Chess. Yeah, it was a Charlotte Norm tournament. So actually, also they posted about it.
I
And
saw that.
then they're like, "Congrats, Rose Atwell. I am elect." I was like, "Well, really? It's for real?"
That was one
So
with
definitely.
Alice, right? The American tour.
Uh,
Was that St. Louis Chess Club? Was that Charlotte?
that was Charlotte Chess Club.
And Alice won as well?
Alice played. Alice won the American Cup in St. Louis.
Okay,
It
okay, yeah, that
was
was St. Louis. Okay, I got them 2 mixed
yeah.
up. I was with St. Louis in Cyprus. I learned so much from
So many
them.
chess tournaments. Yeah,
What?
so many chess tournaments. They all get mixed
Oh,
up.
I
I know.
know, I know. And I know California. I'm sure they have a lot there. Probably lower level. You're probably overly qualified for a lot of those ones. I would assume.
Yeah, California has some. Actually, I'm gonna do the Southern California State Championship in a couple weeks. Yeah, it's good. I didn't get invited to this one before. There's some GMs playing, so it's gonna be fun.
You play gyms all the time.
Yeah, but there are GMs in Southern California also.
Nice. Well, you are a star. Um,
Thank you.
you're gonna be in the candidates. Let's see. Wait. I want to ask you, GM. Is that a
Oh,
goal?
yeah, for sure, it's a goal. Oh, by the way, the St. Louis Chess Club has this. I don't know if you heard about this before. The Karen's Queen Award for the next American Woman GM.
Oh
The
yeah,
next
yeah, yeah.
next
The
American
tour.
next American Woman GM to make GM before 2029, I think.
Wait, I'm confused.
Because
Well, I'm getting confused because I know they have a. I think it's
yeah,
U.S. Chess where they're having a tour for women or a chess tournament just for women.
oh yeah, that's the Grand Chess Tour version for women, I think.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
talking about an award.
yeah, just like award of um 64K, I think. I know, wait, 100,000K. I forgot the number. Something huge and ridiculous
Cash?
for yeah.
Okay, and you're going for that is what you're leading to.
Well, I'm trying but also just the process of getting GM. That I want GM. I want to qualify for candidates. I mean, next cycle maybe,
Woo-hoo.
but
Yeah, if you're
it's
there, that'd
pretty
be so cool. Because a lot of the players I know weren't there. Even though I
important.
met the players there now, but like I'm really close to like Polina Shivalova, even though she's not a GM, but she was not too far from qualifying. She was right
Yeah.
at the cusp there at the end. One of the players I know. So if you're at candidates, that'd be insane, especially how young you are. I think that a lot of the women's, except like Divya, she might have been the youngest, or Sarah. But a lot of older women, like Graskina,
Lagno.
Katarina, Lagno, they're a little older. That'll be super
Mhm.
cool, and I'll be there no matter where it's at. Obviously, I went to Cyprus, which wasn't like going to Paris. It was going to some remote island, and I've never even heard of it before I went there. You're definitely gonna be there, and you're gonna be a GM. That's crazy. That's so cool. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna try my best. I'm not sure whether I'll make it for this cycle, but it's a goal at least.
Don't let me jinx you. Like, ignore everything I said. Ignore everything I
Ah,
said. I'm just kidding. Now, I have a tradition where I have a wall of shame,
mhm.
of losses. I was playing bad just before you joined, so I was a little upset.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when I got the notification you were joining, I kind of brightened up a bit. And I think my coach was watching, so I was like conscious about that.
Oh,
And yeah, she had texted me like an emoji after the scan. I was like, oh no. I was like, get out of here. I would love to
mm,
play you. Uh, Now, good players like you hate long time controls. I'm cool with bullet, but if we do
yeah.
it, I need an increment.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's fine. I mean,
2-1.
I'm
What?
yeah, 2+1, sure. I mean, I was just gonna say I'm okay with longer time controls too, like rapid. But yeah, for purpose of
You
this, we
play
can
me in a
play.
rapid? I'll play you.
Mm,
Or blitz. Let's do a blitz.
okay, Blitz.
Meet
You
in the
want
middle.
like three plus one or 3+2? What time
3+2.
control?
Oh,
All right, let's 3+2.
the worst thing for me
Mm-hmm.
is playing lines against someone like you that you've played a million times. Like, I have an issue where, and you're a coach. Wow.
Well, kinda, yeah.
No, don't downplay yourself. Um, I have an issue where I play players like you, and then I'm playing the Sicilian. The last thing, because I'm like 1500. The last thing a 1500 player wants to do is play a Sicilian against a player like you.
Who knows all the theory?
Yeah,
Probably
you've
like oh
you've studied that line a million times. And it's a war on theory, which I'm gonna lose that war every time. Now, players like you, I can't just challenge you. I don't know if you know that or not. I
well,
can't
you
just send a
can't.
challenge to Rose. She has to either
Um,
challenge me or accept my friend request, whichever. And you got to
but
update that FM.
well, I have to wait for them to verify. I thought we are. I think I did accept your friend request.
I don't think you did, which breaks my heart. Oh,
See,
you did.
no.
No, you didn't.
Wait, yeah,
Wait, you did. Every
I think I
rose has its thorn. I like that.
thank you.
Okay. I gotta get focused.
Maybe
Um,
if you want.
how do I forgot how to challenge people. Oh my god. I'm gonna do white or black. I don't care. I'm not scared
Yeah.
of nobody. Oh
Ah,
my
B
god, we
plus
have
two.
it. This might be,
Yes.
oh yes, and I'm white. Thank God. This may This may be the
I see.
biggest match of my life against the future women's world champion. Um,
So we can chat during the game.
I used to have a rule. I used to play Karina Chess or
Mhm.
Karina Barcelona, where I told her, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I can't play and talk. Like, that's my weakness.
But you're doing it now.
I can't play and talk, but it is what it is. We have her thinking.
Right.
Let's go.
Oh wow, I spent a whole 5 seconds already.
She's out of theory with knight f3. I'm screaming in this hotel. They don't understand what's going on in here. That's all.
Yeah, they don't just.
I think I'm fine. I remember
Yeah,
now. I remember now.
okay.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let me think.
That's why I played 6, so you can't get the bishop.
I remember my coach saying, like, that's a pointless move because you just move back. And then you move your knight, then my knight's hanging by the queen. And that's why I don't talk during chess, because I'm telling you all the things you're not even
Yeah.
thinking about. Like, I can force something here.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, this isn't what I want. What do I do? What do I do? I have time.
Yeah. And with the increment, it's cool. Okay, I should not talk while it's your turn to move, because
nothing can stop me.
yeah.
I've taken some of the toughest losses anyone could take. I've never won a game as Blunderman's Prime. It's funny. I started this account because there's a GM named Giga.
Giga Chad.
And it's like Giga Guap. Oh, I hung my knight. Yeah, I should shut up. You would see that. Giga Quar. He's Georgian. He's like he has like some big videos on Test Base India of like beating Magnus. That's I don't like that.
Well, because if I took an h4 immediately, you're knight g3. So go here.
I didn't see the tactic. And then this blunder's coming after you take the knight. Wow. I played him. Well, I didn't want him to see my rating. So I started a new account. I didn't want him to see my rating. I'm about to get mated. Okay. I started a new account and I haven't won since I've created this account. So I play players like you.
So it's just for playing like the people you interview, like Polina or Karina.
Yeah, Polina, Joe Bava, I play him a lot.
What's like Joe Bava?
Huh?
Yeah, they're all good at Blitz and Bullet.
Yeah. Joe Bava played my first person I ever, well, besides you're gonna try to come with the knight. Is there a fork there?
We'll see.
Oh, you just take. Jesus Christ. I can do this and trade. The first person I ever interviewed was Kramnik. And it did nothing good for me. Let's just say that. But he did teach me a lot. Obviously, he's a chess genius. You're only up 1 point. You're only up a pawn. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm only up a pawn.
I can come back.
No, your bishop's strong. I have to be careful.
I'll go in the end game.
Yeah, but you're down a pawn.
But I always say his name wrong. My coach. Is it Casablanca, Capablanca? One of them. In game. Let's go. Oh my god. Now, like, I just don't. The one thing I don't want to do is just get like just completely annihilated. That happens sometimes. Where?
Yeah.
What are you doing with the knight? Oh, that's fine. What if I sack? Check. I'm telling you all my plans. I don't get. Oh, the pawn's hanging. What did you? How did I let that happen? Oh, sure. I have a move. Yeah, it's totally
Okay,
fine.
we'll see.
God. I just don't do anything. Take. Oh, you take. You take. God. Um,
It's heating up. Yeah, I probably had to do that.
what happens after? Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew it. I think I'm still fine. What are you gonna do? Oh, wait, let me back up. Oh my god. You know, sometimes where you have to you have to press the arrow back to see what just happened. Um, oh my god, I'm running out of time. I can. I'm about to get mated.
Maybe not, but still difficult.
That was a crazy move, wasn't it?
It's a cool move, but okay, I don't have to take that. I take this one instead. Careful, watch the clock. Yeah.
I appreciate it. You're so kind. You're so kind.
Well, yeah, but it's my
Yo,
fault.
this is crazy. I made it to
No. Okay. Wait.
that's fine. Oh wait. Oh, I can't take. Dang it.
Yeah.
I have a move. No, it doesn't work. I know what to do. I knew that was coming.
No, go here.
Oh my god, I lost it, bro. Genius play. Genius play, bro.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I'm sick. You know when you're supposed to resign? I'll die before I let this in. Yeah. Come on. When I pre-move, I blunder. I think. No, I blundered. See, I can't even take the pawn, bro.